Welcome back to Shake Shakers. Derek Van Schaik here. So today we are talking about the Houston Astros and their cheating scandal. And specifically what we're going to be doing is looking at a specific instance that some of you had brought to my attention to see if the Houston Astros actually cheated in this 2019 instance. In 2017, the 2017 World Series, they were caught. They were caught cheating and stealing signs and then transmitting those signs back to the dugout by like banging on trash cans and things like that. So now the Houston Astros are kind of looked upon as possible cheaters. And since Major League Baseball recently looked back on 2017 and saw that they were cheating in the 2017 World Series, which they won. So in 2017, they cheated, right? And they weren't caught in 2017. What's the chances they're going to be cheating in 2018? And what are the chances they're going to be cheating in 2019? Right? They didn't get caught. Why stop cheating? It worked. They won the World Series. It worked. So why would they stop cheating? And there are specific instances that their people are looking at, and specifically, it's one in the ALCS against the New York Yankees. I was actually watching this game because I'm a Yankees fan. And yes, I do live in Colorado, but I grew up in northern New Jersey, and if you're not familiar, northern New Jersey is really, really close to New York City, and people who live in northern New Jersey are either New York Mets fans or New York Yankees fans typically. So I was watching this game. It was a really close game. It was a really good game. Going to extra innings, kind of a little bit back and forth kind of thing. The Yankees came back. So it's the bottom of the ninth inning. Astros are home team. So any run will automatically win the game for them. So José Altuve, he is up at bat, and he is facing off against Chapman. Chapman, for the New York Yankees pitching, is a fastball pitcher. He throws hard, like 100+ miles an hour guy, right? But he also throws off-speed pitches, like a slider, which still is pretty fast, like, mid-80s or so miles an hour. But it's just not as fast as a fastball. So the biggest thing that Altuve needs to know is whether or not the pitch is going to be off speed or fastball. So he needs to set for that because 100-mile-an-hour fastball, you're not going to be able to catch up for it if you're thinking you can maybe hit a slider off, that off-speed slider. And by the way, I'm a pretty big baseball fan. I have, if you look at my baseballs back there, I have signed Ken Griffey Jr. ball and a signed Derek Jeter ball back there. So Altuve hits Chapman's off-speed slider. Even though Chapman is known as being a fastball pitcher, he hits the slider, the off-speed slider, which is very odd because, you'd be thinking that he's going to be throwing mostly fastball. Why were you able to predict that it was a slider? If he's traditionally a fastball pitcher. That in itself is a little weird, but if we go to the interview next, it's really odd with what he says.
Chapman is, for me, one of the best closer I ever faced, and he throws 100, so I wanted to be on time for the fastball, but looking for something I can handle, and it just happened.
So he says, I wanted to be on time with the fastball, yet he hit and clobbered a slider. That seems odd because as a baseball player, I played baseball for quite a bit. When it goes that fast, when you want to be on time for a fastball, you need to be swinging on time for a fastball. You're not going to be able to hit a slider. You're hitting the fastball or that off-speed slider. You're not hitting both. It's really hard to adjust from okay, I'm going to hit that fastball to okay, slider off speed. I got to slow down my swing here. Very rare. So that in itself is quite odd. As he was running around the bases and then comes to home where everyone's greeting him because it's a walk-off home run, they're all happy, he was holding his shirt tightly with both hands, not just like casually like this. No, with both hands. Quite odd. The announcer, the broadcaster here, asks him,
"You asked the teammates not to tear your shirt. Why?"
What's that?
He claims that he didn't hear the announcer, which is total BS because he heard the announcer perfectly fine for every other question and not that one. So the question is, why would he not hear the announcer correctly or very well when he said and asked him that as opposed to any other question that he was asking him before? And the answer is typically when someone does lie, they try to buy a little bit of time because they're trying to stall, they're trying to divert, they're hoping that maybe, you can kind of just go on to the next question, or maybe, I couldn't hear you, and he'll just get the hint. Oh, okay, we'll just not talk about that. They'll just take that as a rhetorical question type thing. And then listen to his response and watch his body language.
Did you ask your teammates not to tear your shirt? Why was that?
I don't know. I'm too shy. Last time they did that, I got in trouble with my wife.
Okay, so what he's doing there is one of two things, okay? He's either masking or he's telling the truth. It's one of two things, okay? Because he's coming across as actually kind of congruent, and he's not looking at the interviewer. He's looking away quite a bit, more than typical throughout that interview. So again, it's one of two things. It's either he's masking or he's telling the truth. Because the reality is this: when someone does feel a little bit shy, they're going to, act a little bit like that. But at the same time, when someone is being deceitful, they're going to be acting a little bit like that too, right? They're going to be kind of not looking at the camera and kind of acting kind of different than they were before. So for him, it could be actually congruent with, being a little bit shy. And here's how you can tell whether he was masking his lying with acting all shy and embarrassed, or was in fact telling the truth. It's commonly called the sniff test. Basically, looking at the current situation and seeing if it at all makes any sense. So that's what we're going to do here. So let's do that here. Let's look at the situation of when he was rounding the bases and finally coming home and holding his shirt. And if it makes any sense that what he's saying could anyway be truthful. When he was rounding the bases, he was holding his shirt so tightly, so tightly. Not just holding it like this and just like, I hope it doesn't come off. No, with dear life, just, death grip. Yelling at the guys, don't pull off my shirt, don't pull off my shirt, because apparently they were just kind of, maybe just mess with him and just pull off his shirt, in celebration or whatever like that. I'm not familiar with Astros celebrations here. But what's interesting of all of that is that if his wife didn't want him to actually be seen without his MLB jersey, what would he look like in that situation if they did pull off his shirt? Okay. And clothing wise, right? What would he look like? Well, he would actually still have a shirt underneath. Look, he has a one arm long sleeve on the right arm, which is proof that he does have something underneath. He's not bare chested underneath where all the ladies can see his fine self. There's none of that. He has a shirt underneath, and most MLB players do. I mean, this is not uncommon. Pretty much every MLB player wears a shirt underneath their jersey, probably because it's a little bit itchy and just kind of moves around, and it's usually a little bit baggy, and you just want something kind of on your skin that won't be moving around and kind of itching you. And we see that here. He has a shirt underneath. So this whole claim that his wife will be all mad or be so embarrassed that people take off his shirt, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense why he's holding it that tightly when he does have another shirt underneath. And it doesn't make sense for him to be concerned that his wife will be mad at him if he has, in fact, another shirt underneath. Makes no sense at all. Also, if we look at him in this picture here, look at his right shoulder. Kind of right around here on his right shoulder. You see anything a little bit odd? Yeah, I mean, it's predicted that it's some kind of buzzer, some kind of little vibrate thing that goes on the shoulder for him to know when he's at bat whether or not it's going to be a fastball or off-speed slider. And you know what? It makes a lot of sense for it to be on his right shoulder. Why? Because he is a right-handed batter. So he was at the plate, right-handed, has this little buzzer right here, or some kind of vibrate thing, possibly, right? That's what it looks like. It looks like a little bulge there. It looks like that's what it could be. And it makes sense that, hey, I don't want anyone to take off my shirt because you're going to see the little cheating device on my shoulder. And then also keep in mind, He's at home. He's home field. So in other words, they have a lot of cameras. A lot of cameras could be set up to steal the sign and then have the infrastructure specifically at the stadium to transmit that information to his little buzzer to give him some kind of notification. It could be something very simple as 1 buzz for fastball, 2 buzzes for slider. As a former baseball player, I know that if in this situation, if I could get a buzzer to tell me what pitch is coming, if I can get that buzzer anywhere on my body, I would want it right here on my back shoulder. Reason why is because I can get that information very, very quick, and then it can almost like either stop my swing and really kind of transmit that information quickly to my brain because my shoulders are the ones that are going to be bringing that bat into motion. And the fact that he has a little bulge here says that is a very high likelihood that it is, in fact, some kind of communication buzzer vibrator device to signal to him what pitch is coming. Again, it's just too much that to be a coincidence. It's just too much. The fact that there's a bulge here right where you would expect to have some kind of communication device, some kind of buzzer or vibrator to tell you what pitch is coming. It's a perfect location for that. The fact that there was a little bulge in his jersey, it's like, wait a second. The fact that he was holding on to his jersey for dear life with both hands, not just like casually, no, both hands grasping it like, no, like that hard, says something. The fact that he makes this bogus excuse that his wife didn't want to see him have his shirt ripped off and his wife wouldn't like that. And the fact that you see him with a longer sleeve shirt underneath, which says that, hey, his wife shouldn't really care because he's wearing an undershirt. It doesn't make any sense. You know, it just makes no sense. I can't really understand how all that's a coincidence. And then also the fact that he said that he was ready for a fastball, yet hit a homer with a slider. And to hit that homer, you would need to hit it really hard. I mean, he tagged that ball. And to swing that hard, to be on time that much with a slider, but still be ready for a fastball? I mean, come on, guy. No, that's not how it works. Not when Chapman, one of the best closers, is throwing 100 miles an hour. You're not going to do it, right? You're not going to be able to hit the ball that hard while you're also set up for a fastball. No, if you're set up for a fastball, he should have swung hard and missed. That should have been a strike. If what he's saying is anywhere close to being true, it should have been just a strike, as in swing and a miss. He should have been way out in front of that one, but he wasn't. He said he was looking for a fastball. He was ready for a fastball, yet he hit that slider so hard, probably one of the hardest balls hit that season in that stadium. That ball was tagged. And to hit that hard when you're set up for a fastball makes no sense at all. Let everyone know what you think. Put that in the comments below. Were the Houston Astros cheating here? Or was it maybe just all a coincidence and it just looked like they were cheating and they maybe weren't? Let everyone know. Put that in the comments below. Now hit that subscribe button because we don't want you to miss out on new Schaik podcast videos. And I'll see you at the top.